Learning Days is truly a celebration of what is happening in a region. You have events really highlighting the education that's happening in rural communities, suburban communities, urban communities, with themes like arts, maker, outdoor learning, science, technology, and youth voice. By now, I think we all know it's vitally important that we reimagine learning to better prepare our kids for their futures. There's so much power if teachers, schools, districts, community centers, museums, parks, libraries, and really any place are all innovating together in their unique way to offer more compelling, more consequential learning experiences for all children. One thing to think about when you are hosting a regional Remake Learning Days festival is the time frame. You want to have events available in many communities over 2 to 7 to 10 days. Think of all communities. For instance, at Remake Learning, we think about girls in STEM, we think about engaging learners in rural communities, learners of color, learners with exceptionalities. It's important to be intentional about your diversity, equity, and inclusion plan. When considering dates, you want to make sure you know the testing schedules for different school districts. Events usually happen after school hours so that youth can participate and families can come together as well. It's important to think about families and what they're interested in and what they need to know to come out to these events. They may be interested in the time of day, the length of the event, the location, the theme, the age group. So put yourself in the place of parents and what's important to them. When families are searching for Remake Learning Days events, it's important that they have one central location to go to. Once there's a central location for all of the event information, parents can filter this information by grade, pre-K through 12th grade events, by theme, and by location. Remake Learning Days takes place thanks to amazing event hosts from schools, out-of-school time providers, libraries, museums, parks, maker spaces, and community spaces. You want to have availability in rural, urban, suburban communities. You might have the museum come to your library or come into your family center and engage with youth and families that way. When considering the naming and branding for your festival, consider what's going to resonate with the families in your region. It's great to have one specific name, for instance, Remake Learning Days. It can be a name similar to that or something that you come up with, but it's important that all event hosts adopt this name and cohesively bring this festival together. It helps families identify that all of these events happening during this time period are part of a big festival. So now you've decided to host a learning festival. How are you going to reach out to the most important people, the attendees? We understand that families really listen to teachers and educators about what's happening in their community, in their neighborhood, in the city, state, region. So we encourage you to think about flyers or backpack mail so that they can take the information about your learning festival home to parents, and work with event hosts to spread the word. Event hosts have their own email blasts, mailings, and communication with parents and families. And of course, consider social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So make sure you use social media and have folks retweet and reshare all the information. I've seen Remake Learning Days festivals produced on a small budget, medium, larger budget, so anything is possible. Some key areas to think of are human capital and mini grants to communities that are under-resourced. It's important to have funding for marketing and PR. We often have photographers and videographers on site to capture these moments. You may want to create a simple survey for attendees. What did they enjoy about the event? What lessons did they learn? What will they be doing when they leave? Think about what goals you have and what you want to learn from parents and from youth about your event. In addition, it's also important to survey your event hosts. How was the experience for them? Did they enjoy putting the event together? what stood out for them, how many attendees did they have, and what would they like to see improved upon for the next time. So collecting data is really an important tool for your festival. After your festival is over, you may find that families and youth have found new ways of learning together, and new organizations to visit in the future. We have a free toolkit at remakelearningdays.org that has many templates that you can download. We have a timeline to get you started for your festival, job descriptions, marketing tools, sample budgets. We also have examples from past Remake Learning Days events. One of our goals is simply to ignite a conversation about the future of learning. And with a Remake Learning Days festival, this is a way to have a national conversation on this topic. With all of the tools available on our website, you can get started today on your learning festival.